Everybody who streams or wants to get into streaming will always ask the same question. What is the best microphone for streaming? Type that question into Google search or YouTube and you'll see a lot of different mics come up, but there's going to be a common theme amongst some people as to what kind of microphone is the best for streaming, and that is dynamic. With that said, there's a new contender in the $100-ish dynamic microphone segment, and that is this, the Fifine K658B USB dynamic microphone. And today, we're checking it out. My name is Chris, this is Coalition Gaming, and today I'll be your stream technician. Real quick, if you're new around here and you're into tech, PC, hardware, gaming, stream tips, and tutorials, you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button and that bell so you don't miss a single upload. Also, I stream to Twitch every Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific at twitch.tv/Coalition Gaming Crew. So feel free to stop by, drop a follow, and let's talk some tech. Anyways, let's get to the video. So let's quickly go over what the features of this microphone are so we can get to the sound test of this thing. It is a cardioid dynamic microphone. I want to say condenser so bad because the majority of microphones out there are condenser microphones, which have a tendency to pick up everything, a lot of noise, a lot of background noise, stuff like that. Dynamics are supposed to be good at not picking up too much noise, simply because, you know, the way that they pick up noise is a lot closer to the microphone. People would say better noise rejection. Some people would argue that it's not necessarily noise rejection, but in the end, it's basically the same result. So you get a little more quietness, like when you're not talking, or if there's background noise like AC units and keyboards and all this stuff. These will just help keep that sort of stuff down. And yeah. Now this K658 microphone looks familiar, right? Kind of looks like a Shure SM7B if I hold it like this, but if you hold it like this, you see, yeah, big difference, big old knob here. So there's one of the features that I actually like about this microphone is that in the knob is a capacitive mute. Just like that, you touch it and it will mute the microphone. No slider, no clicky, no nothing. And just like that. Now the knob that you're seeing is also a mic gain knob. So I'll go over this later, but this is nice because you can just set the mic to 100 volume in Windows and then adjust it right here on the knob. Downside is knob is kind of plasticky. Metal body, plasticky knob, not the greatest of combos, but it's not the worst either. And something else you're seeing here is this shock mount. I actually like this. I have an entire video on shock mounts, the importance of shock mounts, and I'll link that right up there for you guys to check out. And a lot of microphones in the price range of this guy, and this is supposed to be $120 from Fifine. A lot of the microphones don't include a shock mount. The one that I have right here, this is Avermedia Mic 330. This is a $100 dynamic microphone that you're hearing, and you've been hearing this whole time, but I had to buy a shock mount for it just to help deal with the little bit of vibration issues that I had in my room. Yeah, this shock mount cost, plus the microphone, ends up being about the same as this one. So I think that this still competes with the $100 dynamics like the Rode Podmic, and I guess the AT2040 is the newest one that came out, and this one as well. So it's competitively priced, I guess. The shock mount does look kind of weird for it though, as you can see, like it's this big thing at the end. Also, this thing has RGB. Look at that, RGB, man, on a microphone. You can turn it off. There's a capacitive button on the back. You just touch it right there, and there you go. Also, this is a top address microphone, so you speak into it like this, not a side address that you would talk into like that. No. You can point it at your mouth like that, like you would expect to, like most people would expect to point a mic. That's kind of a thing that like a lot of dynamic microphones have. There aren't really anything that are dynamic and side address, and the ones that are out there are just more for instruments and recording. I can't show you the capsule because the foam feels like it's glued on, so it is what it is. So let's get this sort of SM7B sort of not looking microphone on my arm, and we can give this thing a sound test. Oh, and real quick, before we get to the other mic test, this mic was with processing. I had a noise gate, a compressor, and some EQ applied to it. But now what you've been hearing since I began this little segment here is this mic raw, how it would sound out of the box with only gain adjustments on it. So this is how this mic sounds before adjustment, so that way we get a proper apples to apples comparison to the Fifine microphone. So now let's get over to the Fifine mic. All right, now we have the Fifine K658 dynamic here mounted on my arm, so that way we don't have any table noise or anything like that to mess with how it sounds. No processing, this is just straight up to the USB. Speaking of the USB, since we're here, we're just talking on the microphone, and this is what you guys are hearing now. It has USB Type-C, so that's nice to see. We're on a modern version of USB on this microphone. And then also we have, let's turn the RGB on, huh? Shall we? And we also have a headphone jack on the microphone for zero latency monitoring. So pretty standard now for what anybody would call a good USB microphone, but always good to see either way. So I have the microphone. I believe the knob is at about a quarter turn, and you can tell here that if I move it around, it's obviously getting quieter and louder as I talk. And I'm gonna go to, like, I believe maximum on this guy. Oh yeah, look at that, all the way up high. But let's bring that back down. I'm looking at the bars right now in OBS to make sure that I'm not peeking into the red. This looks like an okay level. Let's go down a little bit. So it's nice that you can have that on the fly adjustment right there on this microphone. And also the touch to mute, let's demonstrate that. A lot of microphones that have a slider will be kind of peaky, and or they'll kind of like click, and it's kind of annoying. Whereas this one here, I am just talking. As you can see, it's not sudden, too bad at least. No click, no annoying noise. It's okay. I actually like that. The capacitive touch on the microphone is a really nice touch on this thing. I have one more comment to make on the build quality of this microphone. It's light. Even though it is a metal body, when I'm holding up the this guy, my Avermedia, this thing, seriously, it feels like it weighs maybe 3 or 4 pounds. And this maybe weighs, I don't know, maybe a pound, if that, which kind of makes sense considering the kind of shock mount that it's on. Is it has the weight hanging off the front of it. So I understand why they went that way with it. But if you're looking for something that has that really heavy build quality, this is not it. Although that shouldn't matter really, because honestly, I almost never touch the microphone once I have everything set up. It's just the way I like to operate. Some people are handsy with their microphones all the time. But I don't care that much. So it could be a cheap plastic microphone. Once I have it on the arm and everything's adjusted the way that I like, I almost never touch it, and then the build quality doesn't matter to me, as long as it works, and it works for a long time. So it's time for me to listen back to this and give you guys my thoughts on how I think it sounds. Real quick, let's just do a sort of a self noise test and sort of rejection test on this microphone. I turned off any filters that were in OBS, like I mentioned, and so this is how this mic sounds, again, raw. And this is me talking from the front. This is me talking from the back. This is me talking from this side. And now we're back in the front here. Let's type a little bit on here. Type the SAT W keys. And now let's just type on the keyboard. So again, now I've been quiet through moments in this section so you guys can sort of hear how this sounds when there's no noise. My room isn't all that treated, I guess. I don't know if you can tell with like a clap. I have door treatment. I have treatment on the door. I have treatment above the door on like a ledge to reduce echo in the room and stuff like that. And the rest is just a room, man. It's just a bedroom in the house. Ain't nothing special in here. Okay, now let's listen back and see what I think. All right, I just listened back to the microphone, and I have to say, I think raw for raw, like straight up, this USB versus my Avermedia, the Avermedia really needed the equalization in order to bring out the best in it. This microphone, I feel, is pretty solid without necessarily needing too much EQ. However, I can hear it already that a little bit of EQ on this microphone will definitely improve it big time. And then you can have yourself a SM7B looking like it has a tumor on the side kind of microphone for your streams, and it would sound pretty good. How this competes to the other $100 microphones, $100 dynamics? Well, like I mentioned, with the Avermedia, having pretty good results once tuned, and I know that the Rode Podmic again is one of those pretty good results once tuned, and that sort of thing. That I think it sort of has a spot there for an easier to use microphone in that range, because if you're looking at the Podmic, the AT2040, and the Livestreamer Mic 330, the dynamics around the $100 mark right now, they're all XLR, and this guy's USB. So if you're looking for something that was a little more, let's say, ready to go, plug and play, that sort of thing, then this microphone definitely stands to have some sort of reason to exist. It doesn't sound bad, so that's definitely a good thing, but my experience with Fifine in the past has been that they sound pretty good for the money. If you guys want to check out one of our other Fifine mic videos, I have a link right up there and down in the description below. And it seems that this one seems to fall into that as well, although it's a bit pricier than the usual mic you would probably get from a company like Fifine. But choice is always good in the market, and this is another choice for the $100-ish dynamic microphone market. The features that it has are actually all pretty good features, well thought out. Big knob, capacitive mute, USB Type-C, zero latency monitoring. All that is pretty good stuff. Best part in my book is also the RGB is nice. Now, I'm not saying that's the best part, but the included shock mount. Very good. What did you guys think of how this microphone sounds? Do you think it's worth the $120 MSRP? I believe that Fifine even lists some coupons on their website, even though it's an Amazon coupon and it's not available on Amazon as far as I can tell. But hey, if this thing got under $100, its value is actually pretty high, because then it puts it not that far off of like the Samson Q2Us and stuff like that. And you get a more, let's say, streamer friendly look. I guess there's a reason that some people don't like some of those cheaper dynamics like the Samson Q2U. Well, here you go. All right, everybody, let's do this now. Let's get this video to 200 likes and drop a comment down below saying how you would use one of these microphones in your setup, and I'll give one of these away to a random comment down below. So let's get that going, yeah? If you like this video, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and that bell so you don't miss a single upload. Also, I stream to Twitch every Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific at twitch.tv/Coalition Gaming Crew. So feel free to drop a follow, stopping by. Let's talk some tech and streaming and gaming and all that sort of stuff. All right, everybody, we'll see you in the next video. Peace out for now. Bye.